Hi everyone. This is for my students of architecture. Others can kind of scroll down. Maybe you can hit a like. Yeah. All right. So I had been practicing as an architect for the past 2 decades across India and abroad, and with my hands-on experience across numerous projects, I've gained some real-life insight, which I keep sharing with my students of architecture. Yeah. Today let's talk about some very fascinating facts about some bioclimatic vernacular architectural styles from the state of Tripura. You know, bioclimatism in vernacular architecture had been the way of life in the most remote part of the northeastern states of India, probably since the time of ancient alien astronauts and architects. Across the world, different civilizations have produced their own architectural styles based on local conditions. The northeastern state of Tripura exhibits one such unique style of architecture where solar passive features are harnessed in most houses, indigenous temperature control features and natural ventilation capabilities are exhibited in a big way. The northeastern region of India, being prone to many types of natural calamities, of course one of them is your earthquake, uses building construction techniques which prove to be resilient to any kind of disasters. These houses are constructed using locally available materials like bamboo, cane, wood, stone, mud, jute, lime, and represent the absolute exemplary uniqueness towards what we call today as a holistic, sustainable architecture. You know, the origin of the name Tripura is still a matter of controversy among many historians and researchers. According to the Rajmala, the celebrated royal chronicle of the history book of Tripura kings who ruled over about 5,000 years since the mythological prehistoric ancient alien times, as mighty king named Tripur ruled over the territorial domain known as Tripura, and the name of this kingdom was derived from that particular name. Interesting, as we go back more and more in the ancient history, the details become more and more fascinating. The term Tripura technically means three conjoined or connected cities. It was apparently the first one designed and built by the great ancient alien architect Mayasura and his team. Yeah, the first version of this ancient smart city was executed somewhere near what we know as today's Mohenjo-daro, and later partly replicated at some locations around the present state of Tripura. By the immigrants after the original city of the Indus Valley civilization was annihilated by a nuclear bombardment by Tripurantaka, the representative of the Mahadeva or the Shiva clan of that particular time. The seven sisters of northeastern India are well known for their mastery in art and craft, and Tripura is no exception. With bamboo and cane as the major craft, the state is majorly famous for their clean and attractive bamboo work. One of the most common types of traditional houses that are practiced there in this particular part of the country is predominantly witnessed in the state of Tripura. This type of construction uses lightweight materials such as bamboo, cane, wood, etc., which prove to be extremely effective against the weather conditions or the earthquake. Unfortunately, these kind of houses are becoming extinct as of today with the advancement in technology, and hence the growing popularity of RCC and multi-level structures and steel frame structures and so on are coming into place, as you know. Let us understand this very, very clearly. Unless we dig out the ancient wisdom of architecture that we had in our ancient times and incorporate those ideas, those very, very ancient technologies that we had, and incorporate in our times into our modern architectural practices, it would lead to a far better architecture, an earthquake resistant and a disaster proof design, and a time tested designs, and it will be cost effective as well. Unless we can do that, we will not be able to survive the test of time. We have seen these traditional structures, mostly they are raised in stilts and it is an age-old technique, originally probably in the lower Himalayan ranges. It was mainly seen among the Mongoloid tribes who made such houses. Houses are still probably also found in India, China, Tibet, Thailand, Cambodia, and in pockets of Bangladesh. Significantly, it is seen that people live in such houses where the landscape is mainly undulated in structure, in the landmass or the terrain is undulated. On the other hand, people living in areas where there is a high precipitation and moisture content, both in the air, in the soil, and led them to design houses on stilts, with mud, with bamboo, and so many others. In northeastern India, the tribes living on houses on stilts and also with mud houses, bamboo houses, mainly live in hills among thick vegetation, forest, or by the banks of the rivers. I had published a very detailed article on this particular topic. Go back to my page and check it out sometime. Yeah. The traditional architecture of Tripura has seen a multifaceted approach towards construction technology and bioclimatic design. Of the Kogborok-speaking Tripuri types, mostly the major tribal people of that particular state, who are majorly living in the hilly region of that state. Yeah. Predominantly, there are like 4 different approaches towards their design, yeah, which are mixed and matched with themselves and created several other sub-designs, you can say, with other non-vernacular styles in several cases, maybe with more and more advancement of technology, of science and architecture. And intermixing of these cultures, we have seen in the recent times that they have come up with several other technologies. Yeah. Students of architecture can note this particular term. The first one is the bamboo house. Bamboo is the major element available in the state of Tripura, and the vernacular architecture of Tripura revolves around the locally available material like bamboo, cane, timber, thatch, leaves, lime, and so on. The bamboo and cane are collected during the winter season, and the construction starts in the dry season. The whole architectural approach is what we call today as a stakeholder-centric architecture. Yeah. But the entire community is involved in that particular process. The entire community of people participates in the design and construction process, and they build their own houses, mostly in rectangular shapes. The second is the Riang house. The Riang tribes of Tripura build their houses with bamboo as a major source material, and thatch is used as a roofing. The entire structure of a Riang house from A to Z is made from bamboo alone. From floor to beam to walls, and finally the roofing is only done with the help of that. The Riang house is also mostly rectangular in shape and is extremely resistant to the disasters. Next comes the mud house. Like most of the Indian states, the mud house is one of the ancient methods of constructing a building. In many parts of Tripura, we can still see the mud houses. Since the ancient times, the mud houses are built with complete mud and bamboo for beam, thatch or grass for the roof. Sometimes in the present day, the mud houses are also built in conjunction with iron sheets for part walls and the roofing. Finally, the Tong Ghor. The famous Tong Ghor, or a stilt house as it is called, is a great example of a pure house made of only a single material, that is bamboo. A Tong Ghor is made completely with bamboo. The walls are made of plain bamboo, the floor is made of ordered bamboo with plain bamboo roof and woven bamboo sheets, or maybe sometimes grass or thatch to cover it up if it is required. An example of a particularly a very efficient and a sustainable house, such a design helps the environment stay in ecologically balanced state, bamboo being one of the extremely fast renewable materials. A variant of such a house is also found in Assam, called as the Chang Ghor. I also have an article on that. If you go to my page, you'll check it out. From mountains to gardens, bamboos to canes, the hilly state of Tripura is a whole new experience in India. The tribal architecture of Tripura reminds us about a highly developed ancient lineage of our civilization, with a history of ancient alien architecture thousands of years older than many Western civilizations of today. The land proudly stands high in its art and culture, of course, architecture. If you have plans to get lost into the nature, pack your bags sometime and go to the 5 giant mountains of Tripura to feel the ancient ethnic culture and crafts that make wonders from the hands of tribal people. Fruits that give us honey and mountains that give us memories to look at. Tripura is one such spot, a pleasant, astonishing place to wander in for an hour. You will feel peace, and the subliminal self will definitely dance with the music of the region. Having said all of that, I strongly believe that there's a lot to learn, and an architect will always be a student, constantly learning. Let's start discussing your thoughts on this particular topic. Let me know your comments right in the box below. I'll read them out. I'll get back to you.